because knowledge by its nature is painfully acquired. It is painfully acquired. And that pain is the pain of mujahada, because the nafs desires to remain in the status quo. The nafs does not want the status quo to change. The only problem is the nafs is stupid, because the status quo is never the status quo. You are either getting better or you're getting worse. You don't get any younger as life goes on. And you don't stay the same age. You're getting older. You're either getting older and more stupid, or you're getting older and wiser. There's no two alternatives. And if you don't use it, like they say in this culture for muscle, you lose it. And the same is true of the intellect. If the intellect is not nurtured, it begins to become decrepit. And decrepit, this state of being decrepit, is what we call senility. Now, there's many 25-year-old senile people walking around in this culture. Many that haven't had a thought in a long, long time. These people we term brain dead. Despite the fact that he can talk or she can talk, and they can fill out their tax forms, and they can function somewhat within the society, the reality of it is there is no transformation taking place. Whatever they learned in school was of no use. Their lives are empty. They're filled with sensory gratification. Now, the nature of the sensorium is you cannot experience meaning and sensory at the same time. They don't join up. Imam Shafi'i, and I'll say this on the minbar because Imam Shafi'i was one of the most modest of men. Imam Shafi'i said, all of knowledge is lost between the two thighs of a woman. Now, what did he mean by it? It's a deep statement. It's not a simplistic statement. It's not flippant. He's not trying to be funny. What he's saying is, he's using the analogy of the most intense sensory experience that a human being can have. And he's saying, when you are in that sensory experience, all that knowledge is gone. You are reduced to an absolute state of sensory experience. That means when sensory experience is taking place, meaning cannot be taking place. If you're filling your life with music, that is sensorium. If you're filling your life with graphic images of cinema, of all of these magazines, this is all sensory, moving in. What that is doing is depriving you of the greatest delight that the human being can have, which is the experience of discovery. The word in Arabic to discover is wajada. It also means to become ecstatic. It means in the Arabic language to become ecstatic. The greatest discovery of the human being is his Lord. This is the greatest discovery, and this is what puts the human being into the most intense state of ecstasy. Like the Persian poet who said, if you are not fully content with stripping yourself completely naked, and he means before Allah, this is a spiritual nakedness, of getting rid of all the ego, of all the trappings, of all this ornament that we've accrued over the years. Stripping that away. If you're not content with doing that, then sleep on. If you want to nurture your brain by pretty words and theology, that old trickery and hypocrisy, then sleep on. Sleep on. In other words, you don't study to ornament yourself with the robe of learning. You study to become consciously aware of your Lord. This is why we اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. We read in the name of our Lord who created us.